Hello there, and welcome to Dr. T for today, February the 1st, which is fantastic. Flippin' fantastic. February 1st. 4 more words. Shoot, that was 3 words. So, attack number 1, as you can see, GBE, and I know I normally don't, bomb through doing this stuff, but I'm running a full boost, and I figured it's really just not fair to try going through, and stages 1 and 2, most people can get pretty easily, so it's not an issue. Stage 3, if you go left-hand side, take out the boom cannon and the shock launcher together, and you will be just fine. You will have no issues. The shock launcher over on the right that I started blowing up, if you're using warriors, will have range, but if you're using tanks from the left-hand side, it can't even reach you. You'll be fine. So you don't really have to worry about it, and hopefully by telling you that, you'll be able to find your way, and you don't need a full-on, hey, this is how you can do it, guide. I don't know, whatever you want to call what I do. So I was like, all right, you know what? I never get to take down bases with GBE, so I want to do it. I want to see how I do. I want to see how it goes. I want to see if I completely bungle it, or if I can only get to stage 3 and be like, oh, I'm done. I have no idea what I'm doing. So I figured I'd give it a shot, and here is my shot. Stage 3, as you can see, pretty easy to take down. Wham, wham, wham. Like I said, go left-hand side, and you're going to be able to do all the good things. Worst case scenario, if you can't blow up the boom cannon and the shock launcher, you can shock them, let your tanks work them down, and then pull your tanks back out, and then they can go after machine guns and whatnot. So, stage 4, continuing my expedition into the realm of GBE-only attacks, and so far so good. With this level, I would suggest going left-hand side again. I'm blowing up some shock launchers and boom cannons and stuff, but if you go around the left-hand side, there's actually a pretty big cache of non-defensive buildings that you could farm up for a little bit of extra energy, and then coming across the top, you've got a couple of cannons, a couple of sniper towers, but nothing incredibly scary. And if you hug your troops really, really high up there, you should be able to even get out of that boom cannon's range. You might have to deal with shock launchers still, but nothing too crazy. You can see all the stuff up there on the left-hand side that you can just farm with your tanks all day long. Anyways, that is 4 down. Moving on to 5. 5 is where I had to call it quits. I was like, alright, well, first of all, more people probably, 5 is kind of, I think, where most people start needing a bit of a heads up to see what's happening, at least for the mid-level people. And also, I figured there was no chance I was going to be able to GBE this. So, that barrage on the shore / boom mines, whatever you want to call that, probably could have been avoided or done differently, but we'll worry about that later. The important thing is, over on the left-hand side, you can see my Grens just farming up ridiculous amounts of energy. You're going to be able to do the same, assuming you're doing Grenks, and get enough energy that you can do whatever you want with your attack. Honestly, you could barrage or artillery or do whatever, because there is that 3-pack of shock launchers just behind the HQ, and I would strongly suggest taking them out with, barrage and artillery. But if you find yourself being like, I don't want to barrage and artillery that, you could also, in theory, especially if you are rolling Grenks, land over on the right-hand side, like I am doing here, after you've farmed up all your GB and stuff. But instead of shocking these front buildings just to help make life easier on your medics, just start shocking the shock launchers in behind. And what'll happen is when you set up shop at, like, I guess it would be like 4:30, your Grens are going to overthrow, and the Gren overthrow will absolutely rip those shock launchers apart. Like, it'll do horrible, horrible things to them. Kind of like you can see is happening to all the other defenses that are still remaining behind the HQ. Anyways, nice and easy. 5 goes down like a chump. I'm actually 20 energy higher than when I started the attack, so not bad. I certainly was not being careful with the shocks and the heals and everything. I was just throwing it all out there because why the heck not? Now, stage 6. I actually remembered to show the whole base because I seriously really do try, and I just forget. I'm sorry, guys. But I decided right-hand side was kind of the way to go here because it seemed like the way to go here. So proceed your landing with a box of critters. It's going to distract the sniper tower, the cannon, the boom cannon, all of the things, rocket launchers even for that matter, while your troops get set up on shore and start clearing that very, very delicate beachhead. Now, once the critters are gone, make sure you're ready with the shock so that you can drop the shock onto the boom cannon, sniper tower, and regular cannon. And as you can see, you can coast up ahead and get all kinds of things dead with no problems whatsoever. And then just flare yourself down into the corner and ride straight up. Now, it is a bit of a GBE check because you do have to pop a lot of boom cannons really quickly. Like, you got to take out at least 2, maybe even 3 on landing, which can be tough if you've got, lower level artillery and barrage, and you don't have the wicked amount of GBE that I have, when I'm boosted, only like 160. Psh. So, work with it, do what you got to do. Worst case scenario, maybe you can like shock your way through that twin boom cannon, but I would not suggest that. I think the amount of shocks you'd end up having to use, you'd be better off just blowing them up. Anyways, stage 7 coming at you. Stage 7 was kind of fun because I was like, wow, this is an interesting layout. This crazy HQ has almost 600,000 hit points, which, come on, 600,000 hit points. That's pretty intense. So I let my Grens start working over there on the right just while I was blowing things up. But they should have been over here, right smack dab in the middle, working on that machine gun. Because the overthrow, if you point them, like if you land just behind that tree and point the overthrow at the boom cannon, guess what happens? That's right, boom cannon dies for free before the machine gun. Absolutely love it. Definitely a must for this landing. So reposition yourself, let your Grens and tanks kind of farm up that right-hand side just for a little bit of extra energy. Throw some critters down to blow up the boom mines that are littering your soon-to-be path, I guess. And then once you take out a couple of buildings over on the right, come over to the left, do the same thing to a couple of buildings on the left-hand side too, just because, why not, right? Gotta clear a road somehow. We don't have, a bunch of Centurions to walk around to make them. So once you've cleared off the sniper tower that just died, then go back to the right again, because there's a sniper tower and flamethrower over there, and take those bad boys out before going up to the very tippity top, and then heading over towards the right. You get the idea. And the reason I say this is because taking those out is going to make your life a lot easier, but also you're going to Inevitably, you're going to have troops going to the back. That's okay, as long as the vast majority of your troops go over to the right. You can then regroup like I did there, and just there's a handful of buildings that need to be taken out just to the south of the HQ, and once you've taken out like the cannons and the shock launcher, which the Grens should have absolutely no problem doing, then it's just a matter of setting everything on the HQ and waiting around for almost 600,000, 594,000 hit points worth of HQ to get chewed away, which, when you're boosted, is quick, but I could see it becoming a thing if you're not boosted. Anyways, guys, hopefully this has been helpful. Hopefully this has been entertaining, and most importantly, hopefully you guys have a fantastic day.